special presentation of the Sim Racing Channel. Real racing, virtually.
What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? Repeat back with you on another live broadcast here of the Sim Racing Channel, live on Roku TV. Again, I am Pete Ruzick, best known as Repeat 1975, but y'all friends out there can please just call me Repeat. And tonight's another race from the Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series from ARCS. Definitely glad y'all are here. Welcome aboard. Take a seat and stick with me the entire race. It's going to be a lot of fun here from Daytona, and as you can see, that sun is setting. The boys are getting ready to qualify. In fact, it looks like we might actually already have our first go round. Let's see if we can catch up with the one and only Nicholas Fisher right now. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the sound is actually where it needs to be out here right quick. I want to make sure that you guys can hear these engines loud and proud. There we go. Go ahead and crank them up for you as this number 89 takes that midline right now through the turns, coming off of turns 3 and 4. Going to head towards that start stripe to complete his first lap. So out there in chat, what have y'all thought of all the content so far here on the Sim Racing Channel on Roku TV? Me personally, I think it's been a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of new people, got to witness a lot of great racing, got to hang out with some pretty decent people in the booth as well. I hope all y'all are happy with it also. So again, it's the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series, brought to you by Midwest Barbecue Equipment and Smeal Racing Designs. Smeal Racing Designs awards the pole winner as well as the podium top 3 at the end of the race. I'm going to go ahead and bring up your scoring pylon for you right now. That way you can see where your driver has qualified so far. A little bit of disparity there. Let me go ahead and actually clear that up. I'll just bring up your ticker for now. Again, it's the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown on the Sim Racing Channel from Daytona. All right, let's keep on going through the field as we catch up with the number 14, 213 Swimwear, ARCSRacing.com. Toyota. Look, coming down the backstretch. And as always, trying to carry as much speed as possible, staying high and wide on the banking in order to carry all that momentum off. For some reason, not quite sure if it's an SDK issue or what, but as you can see, the scoring pylon is not quite right, and it's also not quite right when I go to, let's try bringing up let's clear this out, and we're going to bring up all your race information for tonight, show you exactly what's going to be going on here from Daytona. Again, it looks like the air temp right now about 75 degrees. Looks like the track temperature is going to be about a decent 77 as well as we continue to go through picking up different drivers. Let's check the rest of these tools here right quick and see how they're looking. Pick up with Jonathan Hohenbrink in his number 20. Looks like he's coming to a stop. How about the 8 of Brian Rupert right now, sitting in P number 10. Let's try that. Let's try that ticker one more time. All right, that's going to move Brian Rupert up to P number 8. So definitely able to improve on his second lap. Let's take a look at this one. Nope, he's going to wash up just a little bit. That will definitely take some time. How about the 48 of Tristan Catania? This guy's got Race ARCS and the Sim Racing channel, completely decked out on this number 48. 48, little too high and wide. Went up and smacked that outside wall. That's absolutely going to kill his time. How about this number 29 Patriot Esports machine for old Byron Jones? Good to see him out in the field. Again, rocking this number 29 Chevrolet. Right now sitting P13, coming across the stripe. Let's see where that puts Byron Jones. That's going to put him up to P number 4 in this Patriots Esports Silverado. Elric George, Boss E. Geo in this number 40. Looks like he is about done. Jason Alexander in his number 53 Coors machine. He's done. Richard Rico in this TJ's team, number 11, going down the backstretch, trying to carry as much speed. And as you can see, he's down on the bottom, so just going to kind of guide that truck along the butter. Got kicked up just a little bit, made a little bit of contact with that yellow line. That kicked him up. That's going to cost him some time. But it looks like his first lap was a 52.46. Let's see if he can actually go ahead and better that this lap. So that's going to kick him from 14th up to P number 5. So not bad for Mr. Richard Rico. How about Robert Dudley out here in this number 49 Toyota TRD truck? So Robert Dudley, his first lap is going to be good enough for P15, although it looks like because he's down on the apron, that's going to be one and done for him. Looks like the only 3 so far that have not taken time is going to be Tommy Withers, Matt Kent, and Ryan Pennell. Looks like I thought maybe Tristan Catania was, he's going to continue to take a few laps in this number 48. Let's actually pull up behind this guy and show you what he's got going on. You see ARCS on the side, and how about the side like this? RaceArcs.com, Roku TV, Smeal Racing Designs, and then the Sim Racing channel there on the back quarter panel. And how about there's one more I wanted to find for you right quick. Nope, that is not it. There we go. How about this? Well, almost close. It's got Sim Racing Designs on the front, and of course the Midwest Barbecue equipment top left as part of the contingencies right next to ARCS. All right, so it looks like qualifying is done. Ladies and gents, we're going to get to the anthem right quick, and we'll be right back with our grid.
Rest in peace.
let's go ahead and kick off with our grid live again from Daytona for the night race. So it looks like it's going to be James Kerr on the pole with Briley Wright to his outside. Nicholas Fisher and Byron Jones going to be P number 4. Row 3 is going to be Richard Rico and Tom Sears. Row number 4 is going to be Donald Ray and Tristan Catania. Row 5, Joshua Garrison and Elric George, old bossy Gio. Row 6, row 5, yeah, Joshua Garrison and Elric George. Row 6 is going to be Brian Rupert and Jason Alexander. Row 7, Jacob Fifield and Joshua Gaiman, Robert Dudley and David Wright. Row 8, row 9, going to be Patrick Allen and Jonathan Hohenbrink. Tommy Withers and Matthew Kent going to be row number 10. And Ryan Pennell in that number 12. He's going to round out the field in his number 21 machine. But how about James Kerr here in this RaceArcs.com machine, grabbing the pole with the 51 of Briley Wright to his outside. Not a bad job whatsoever. How about all these guys? I tell you. Definitely want to thank everybody for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me company. This is the RaceArcs Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series live from Daytona on the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. I hope you got yourself a nice little beverage, get yourself some popcorn, get ready to get settled down. We're going plate racing here from Daytona under the lights. Green flag is out. Let's go racing. As they come to complete the first lap, it looks like it's going to be Briley Wright in that 51 with Byron Jones in that 29, up 2 spots already. Sitting in P number 2, Nicholas Fisher, James Kerr, and Tom Sears. So the only guy inside the top 5 right now that is still right where he started is that 89 Silverado for Nicholas Fisher up on the high side, but he's being challenged by the 75 of James Kerr on the bottom. But look at these top 2. Byron Jones pushing that 51 safe plate machine for all it's worth, trying to maybe gain just a little bit of a gap. Byron Jones probably had to pull out right there, get a little clean air on the nose of that thing, and also cool it off just a little bit. You cannot push with these trucks forever. They will heat up and they will have problems. You've got to pull out, cool them off, then you can tuck back in again and continue to shove away. Most everybody's still in that lead pack right now. Brian Rupert just ran the fastest lap right in the middle with a 48.12. The closest guy to him is going to be Donald Ray with a 48.19, and everybody else just a little bit more. We are back 2 wide. 51 now has the 14 of Tom Sears to his outside, being shoved by the 5 of Donald Ray. And just as I say that, now Brian Rupert goes purple with a 48.12, taking the fastest lap. These laps are just going to get faster and faster as the momentum and the speed builds lap after lap. Again, welcome everybody to the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series live from Daytona International Raceway. I am Pete Ruzick, better known as Repeat 1975. Thanks for coming out. $75, a little loose. He's going to have to drop back just a little bit. Good job not coming back up into the field. He's going to go ahead and grab a spot somewhere in the back safely and try to stay with the draft. Looks like he was able to possibly catch up or catch back on to that 42. These trucks, unlike the next-gen cars, they will suck up pretty fast. Let's actually jump on board with him and see what it's looking like from the nose of this 75. You can see the back end of the field. Doesn't really look like they're getting away too much just yet. But as that pack gets stronger and stronger, he's gonna have to really hold a very, very steady line if he wants to get back up there. Again, welcome to everybody that's out there watching on Roku TV in 4K. You see this 75 getting a big old pull off of David Wright and Nicholas Fisher there. Looks like that 89 down on the bottom side. He's got a, looked like he had a little bit of a wheel mark to his outside door. And he's getting closer and closer to that Texas Pete, number 42 for David Wright. Back up front, looks like Tom Sears now has the 5 of Donald Ray very much in tow to the outside. You see the 8 of Brian Rupert and the 46 of Joshua Garrison going down the backstretch, heading into turn number 3, still side by side for at least 5, 6, maybe 7 rows. You just saw the 11 truck of Richard Rico get very squirrely on that bottom side, and I believe that was going to be the 45 right behind him of Patrick Allen that really had to check up big, and so did the 12 of Ryan Pinella. If they didn't, they might have run over that 11, and we might be under caution, but no caution so far. We're at lap number 7 of lap 8 here at Daytona. Whole lot of movement around in the middle of this pack from the 11 and the 8 on back. All kinds of, moving side to side, trying to judge their line. Meanwhile, the top 5 all nose to tail. And again, that's going to be Tom Sears, Don Ray, Briley Wright, Byron Jones, and Tristan Catania. Let's go ahead and clear all this out and bring up everything else for your race. Again, everybody, welcome aboard. As you see there with the track map that I just brought up, everybody's still in this big old pack. All 20 trucks in this big old pack going through turns 1 and 2. About to get back onto the backstretch. And, oh, looks like we might... Oh, yeah, we do have an accident. Looks like the 48 car gets a little airborne. And, yeah, caution number 1 is going to fly on lap 9. 45 definitely looks like he's got some damage. Elric George, Patrick Allen, and Brian Rupert in that 8. Let's actually go on back, find out exactly what happened. I know it was a little bit further up in the front, so I'm going to jump on board with Elric George first in this number 40. All kinds of damage there on the left-hand side. Let's find out what happened with him right now. Let's actually go ahead and play that back again. Riding from the chase cam. All right, so the 8 got spun by the 46. So let's actually go on up there with the 46 and replay this one more time. And then from the 46. All right, so 46, that 213 swimwear.com machine just hooked the truck in the wrong spot and sent them around. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. So it looks like Tom Sears, he is going to be somewhat of a big winner up with this caution, up 5 spots. If he hadn't moved up, he might have actually been collected in this caution. He's going to have the 5 of Donald Ray, Bradley Wright, Joshua Garrison, and Joshua Gaiman. Going to be your top 5. We'll actually try to pull Tommy Sears in just a moment. We'll go ahead and let him come on down pit road, grab what he needs to grab, and then we'll try to get a quick word with him. Tommy Sears, driver of this 213swimwear.com Toyota TRD truck. Tommy, you got a copy, sir?
Copy that. How you doing, Pete?
I am all right, bud. You're doing a little bit better than I am. You moved up 5 spots, and it seems like it was just in time before that wreck came out. If you hadn't moved up, if you were right where you started, you could have very easily been involved in that. 46 is pushing on the back end of the 40 Little Hard St. Boss around and collected a few more, but unharmed was this number 14. How you feeling about your truck? How you feeling under these Daytona lights?
Feeling good to be out here at Daytona. The trucks, honestly, loving it. Just taking it easy. It's still really early, so not looking to do anything risky. I had my buddy Donald Ray behind me, pushing me, so should be doing good up here. Just trying to stay calm.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll definitely try to catch back up with you a little bit later on. Loving the paint scheme as always. As our buddy Rick James would say, sir, keep the sunny shot or the shiny side up.
Yes, man. Thank you.
You absolutely got it. All right, let's go ahead and get Tommy Sears back up with the rest of these ARCS drivers right now. If I can find where they are. They looks like. There they are. All right. So yeah, that's driver 14, Tom Sears, and is on board of that 213swimwear.com Toyota TRD truck. Let's go ahead and widen this out again and get ready to roll. So guys, gals out there in chat, who do y'all have for tonight? You see the lights atop the pace truck are out, going through turns 1 and 2. Everybody catching back up to the leader to, go ahead and get ready to smash that throttle pedal one more time. Who do y'all have out there in chat? You gotta let me know. Suicide Way, he says, what's up, Pete? What's up, man? Says, let's go Bradley Wright repping the Bluegrass Bandits. All right. Bradley Wright right now sitting P number 3 in that 51. He was getting a really good shot from the 29 of Byron Jones earlier. There you see him in P number 3 or 4, depending on which. Looks like the 14 did choose the bottom side. So you see him on the outside of that 5 truck right now, and we're getting ready to go hammer down again. Suicide Ways, definitely hope you're well. And again, man, welcome aboard. So you got a long train on the bottom side. You see that pace truck pull off. The 14 is going to be the first one on the loud pedal. Let's go back racing. coming to complete lap number 14. You saw the 46 get shoved to the front by the 51 on the outside, and then just before he was about ready to lead that lap, he pulled low or got pushed low. Something happened with him, and the 14 of Tom Sears was able to reassume the lead. Definitely see a couple trucks a little bit further behind, as it looks like the 75 right there. He's going to go for just a little bit of ride. I think it was the 75 anyway. Nope, not the 75. Let's catch back up. Might have been that 75. Let's see if we can't catch up. There's James Kerr back there, and he's got the 61 of Joshua Gaiman right in front. We rode around with the nose of his truck earlier, and it looks like yet again he finds himself in the back. Now I don't know if this is a little bit of strategy from James Kerr or what. Is he anticipating that another caution's going to come out? What's he thinking? I'm not sure, but he cannot let go too far of this pack. You see him actually now, it looks like he's losing just a bit of ground, as you see on that ticker, 280, 281, kind of staying right about the same, maybe gaining a hundredth here or there, but he can't stay back too far for too long. Suicide Waste, thank you very much for the follow, and as I said before, sir, again, welcome aboard. All right, working lap number 16. Only one caution on the night for anybody that just joined us, either here on Twitch, on YouTube, Facebook, or over on Roku TV through the Sim Racing channel. Again, I am Pete Ruzick, also known as Repeat 1975. You take your pick. Just don't call me late for dinner. But the 11 now of Richard Rico, he's going to go ahead and take his turn leading a lap with that very powerful 51 on the outside. So far, the 51 has pushed the 46 to the lead. He just pushed the 11 to lead a lap as well. So that it looks like that high side has a whole lot of momentum. It's just really holding on. And with that being said, the 31 of Matthew Kent, sitting third in line on the high side, blinking in and out just a little bit. That definitely makes the cars or the trucks in front and behind a little nervous, because if you end up getting too big of a run and you end up inside that truck, or if that truck ends up up your tailpipe, as the race goes on, you really got to worry that you're going to cause a caution. 31 definitely, again, blinking just a little bit behind the 51. And in front of, it looks like it's going to be that X-side number 33 right behind. And of course, that is going to be Jacob Fifield in his Silverado. Let's actually jump on board with Jacob and take a look from his hood cam, see what he's seeing with that 31. Yeah, that is no bueno when you're right behind somebody. You want to see a very stable connection. You don't want to see a guy that's blinking. I've seen many cautions come from things like that, and hopefully the 31's connection will get better as the race goes on. We'll keep our fingers, eyes, nose, toes, and everything else crossed that doesn't cause an issue, especially this far up in the running order, because that could cause the big one here at Daytona under the lights. Again, welcome everybody to the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series, sponsored by Midwest Barbecue and Smeals Racing Design. The 75 of James Kerr, he won the Smeel Pole Award. We'll have to see who ends up in the Smeel podium. Finishing positions just a little bit later on. working lap number 20 out of 80. So we're closing in. We're a quarter of the way done. Very, very tight side by side. 14 and 5, 11 and 51. This is what we're seeing lap after lap. Still a whole lot of great side by side racing all night long, all 21 laps long. We've had 2 very short cautions, one pretty early, and then the one that y'all just saw. And now it's going to be the 11 as he's able to completely clear the 14. Come on down. 14's going to try. Looks like he's actually going to end up getting pushed back. So I'm not quite sure if Tom Sears didn't like something that he saw, but now he's got to hope that he can, catch up and stay on the tail of this pretty long pack. The 75 of James Kerr was able to do it earlier. Looks like he was just lucky enough for the 89 to come along when he did and catch right on. Again, there you see the track map up on the right-hand side. You see most of the pack going into turn number 1, but you do have a few trucks kind of spread out throughout this 2.5-mile triover super speedway in Daytona, Florida. Suicide, that is actually a great question. I don't believe the draft is affected by the 31, but I think for that quick moment, the draft from the 31 doesn't exist. So at that point, I believe it's the 46 that's back there ends up getting the draft off the 33 instead, and that's how those accidents happen, because you get a bigger pull, and we know how quickly those gaps close. So yeah, that's another reason why it could be very, very dangerous to have a truck that blinks a whole lot. The 11 now behind the 31, and you see Richard Rico probably going to give him just quite a bit of space. Actually, let's jump on board with Richard Rico and jump on his nose camera, and you see exactly what this does. See the 61 out there in the middle. He's going to try to thread the needle. Can he do it? 40 on the outside, 31 on the inside. And it looks like so far so good. He's got a hole on the outside. Going to go ahead and fill it. And look at the bottom line. There is nothing going on there with that bottom line whatsoever. Everybody up on the high side. That's where all the momentum is right now. Brand new leader, Briley Wright. Actually, I take that back. Leading for the second time is Briley Wright Suicide. Earlier, he had the lead when the 29 of Byron Jones was giving him a big old push. Now, Briley Wright is leading, and Byron Jones looks like he's a little bit further back here in this 29, riding along with the 42. I don't recall him having any kind of an issue. Let's take a look at the front end of this Patriot Esports number 29 Silverado. Yeah, you see the right-hand side a bit buckled up. Let's take a look at behind, see what the rear end of this U.S. Air Force machine looks like. A little bit of damage on the right. Let's take a look down the sides of this machine and see what's happening there. Looks like the left, right's all right, right rear. A little bit of damage going back to the rear blade very unfortunate for this Patriot Esports Silverado. He'll definitely have to try to get back up there and, you know, spend a little time on pit road to fix that machine. But he's one hell of a pusher. Now you got the 33 of Jacob Fifield on the bottom. You see the 40 a little bit back and forth. That's going to be Elric George, old Bossy Geo. Man, I was so glad when I found out that Boss had actually come to iRacing from the console side. Our good buddy Rick James actually calls him the Clearwater Assassin. The man's connecting down from, you know, the Virgin Islands. It's pretty interesting. A couple years ago, I actually broadcasted for a league over on the console side called NNR, No Name Racing, the best console racing league around. And he actually drove in the Xfinity or the Truck Series. And every time somebody would go to the NNR website, it would actually, you know, kind of put a pin on a map as to where they were logging in from. And whenever you pulled up Bossy Geo or Elric George's information, it was always right in the middle of some bay. So I actually went to him one time and said, "Hey man, you live on a houseboat and you're connecting through Hotspot, or how are you doing this?" He said, "Man, Pete, I wish." But yeah, Elric George, Bossy Geo, Clearwater Assassin, whatever y'all want to call him, he's one hell of a guy. As it looks like that 61 just took a huge run up through the corner and made a huge power move and able to put that machine in the lead. Wow, what a pass by him. Let's see if we can actually go back. Nope, we're not going to have to go back. I thought we were going to have a caution right there. But let's see if we can actually go back and pick up on Joshua Gaiman as he made those passes. Phenomenal drive right there. Let's see if we can't get this. We're going to go ahead and back this up just a little bit. All right, there he is. We're going to stop it right there. We're actually going to switch the camera over to chase mode, and we're going to watch this huge pull and the way he works through this traffic and goes ahead and rockets to the lead. Watch this again. This huge power move. Big pull, big draft. 51 tries to come down and block. Nothing doing there. Not only is he going to be able to get on by those guys, but he's going to go ahead and take the lead as well. Huge drive for that 61. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. And we're doing that just in time for green flag pit stops to kick off. You see the 11 of Rico, Donald Ray in his number 5, Patrick Allen in that 45. And it looks like there is one more. I believe it might be there's one more, but it's not registering for some reason. But that's gonna leave Jonathan Hohenbrink up here. Oh, and he's a little bit of an issue there with the 61. That's gonna send the 20 sliding through the dirt, able to keep it off the inside wall. And yeah, there's something fishy about that wreck right there. Let's go back. Let's rewind that right there. We're gonna go ahead and stop it. Let's jump on board with the nose of this 61, and let's play it from here. Yeah, there was no room for him to squeeze down there. Yeah, I mean, the truck in front of him had to hold his line. Very unfortunate. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. Yeah, there was no hole there. All right, so caution's out. There were a few trucks on pit road. So those guys are going to be very, very fortunate because the rest of these guys are going to come on down pit road and grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Go ahead and top up with that Sunoco E15 and then come on back out. But right now it's showing the 6 of Tommy Withers in the lead. You see the lights atop the Pace truck. And yeah, so Tommy Withers, Tom Sears, Nicholas Fisher, Elric George, and Jonathan Hohenbrink in that 20 going to show to be your top 5 somewhere on pit road. But this caution happened as they passed and they were on the backstretch. I don't believe anybody just got lapped right there. This is definitely going to be very, very good for the 75 and the 29 and a few others that were just a little bit further in the back and a bit off the pace. With all this going on, it looks like Joshua Gaiman, he is going to inherit the lead in his 61. Matthew Kent a little bit further back here in this number 31 that we've seen have a few connectivity issues tonight. So we'll have to see how this all fares. But Joshua Gaiman in the 61, he will be the leader, I believe, when scoring picks it all back up. But we'll see, because right now I'm actually seeing the 29 of Byron Jones up there. Let's see how scoring shows everybody when the Pace truck gets back to the start stripe. Byron Jones not showing to be a lap down on the scoring pylon, but he might be. Well, we'll have to see how the scoring goes. So as it stands right now, it's going to be Kent, Fifield, Rico, Sears, and Withers coming past the start stripe one more time behind the Pace truck. Let's see what the scoring shows. All right, so looks like 29, 75, and more are going to go ahead and ride around, get their wave around, get their lap back, and yeah, it will be Matt Kent in this number 61. Let's see if we can't have a quick word with the 61. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. It doesn't blink out, because that'll actually turn my screen black as well. Again, Matt Kent. Let's take a look. Yep. See, there you go. Matt Kent, driver of this Top Gun Maverick machine. Bud, you got a copy. Matt Kent, you got me, sir. All right, unfortunately unable to talk with Matt Kent. So we'll go ahead and get him back where he needs to be. Might be having some mic issues. You know, we're seeing him blink out just a little bit. Looks like the second place driver is going to be the number 6 MiracleGrow.com machine. For Tommy Withers, Donald Ray in his 5, Joshua Gaiman in this number 61, and Tom Sears in his 14. We talked to him just a little bit earlier. All right, let's go ahead and bring this back out, widen it back out. Lights atop the pace car or pace truck are still on, and it looks like some may come on down pit road one more time to just top off. Might as well, right? So we tried to talk to the 31. Let's see if maybe we can get a quick word in with driver number 5. Driver 5, let's see, where are you? Looking for Mr. Donald Ray. There he is. Donald Ray, driver of this GM Goodwrench number 5 Silverado, buddy. That's a nice looking truck. You got a copy?
Did you repeat? What's going on, buddy?
I am doing all right, sir. Man, that is a bad, fast-looking truck. You and Byron Jones back there in the 29, kind of similar. I know you guys aren't quite teaming up here at Daytona. You got what it takes to hold it up, hold it up here towards the front.
We're just gonna try and keep it clean. You never know what can happen at Daytona or Dega.
Isn't that the
goddamn
goddamn
keep it straight? We're gonna try and get hooked back up with that 14 though, and see if we can get one of us in victory lane.
All right, buddy. Well, you and Tommy Sears, go ahead, work on it, do whatever you got. I'll go ahead and get you back up with the rest of the teammates. Good luck, sir. And as Rick James always said, keep the shiny side up.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it. All right, so that again is Donald Ray, driver of this number 5 Silverado out of Rockwall, Texas. How about that? The stars shine bright here at night. There we go. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and widen this bad boy out. Pace truck coming off 31, 5, 48, 51, and 29. Hammer down. Let's go. So after speaking with Donald Ray and this 51 machine that we've seen do a phenomenal job pushing and being pushed, is going to go ahead and shove that 5 across the start stripe to go ahead and lead a lap. Phenomenal ride, a whole lot of high line pushing. As now you see the 40 go ahead and throw his machine low. We're going to try to get that second line moving again. You see the 48 of Tristan Catania down there as well, trying to push for all it's worth. Here we go, down the back stretch. Still the 5 leading Joshua Gaiman, Byron Jones, Matthew Kent, Tom Sears, and James Kerr to round out your top 6. You can definitely tell that we've got some lap trucks mixed in with some lead lap trucks after that restart kicked off. It looks like right now everybody from P10 on back, so from right in that 51 on back, showing to be a lap down somehow. A little odd, I gotta say. Looking on board, looking backwards from the 29 of Byron Jones as another big run up on the high side. So we got GM Goodwrench Power at the front on the high side and the bottom side. I just mentioned that Donald Ray might be interesting to see those two Harvick throwbacks, team up and try to do whatever they could to work together. So the 29's got the 51 close in tow, shoving for all it's worth. And on the bottom side, you see the 40 of Elric George trying to shove Byron Jones for all it's worth as well. Great battle for first and second. Even though there's some trucks up there behind that 5, they're all lap down trucks. The 5 and the 29 are on the lead lap, and on that ticker you see the guys that are 1 lap or more down. Again, from that 51 on back. 5 thought about coming on down to pick up the 29 for just a moment. Thought better of it, pulled back up in front of the 51, and that's going to push that 29 back to the front. And you see a lap truck still out there on the track. It's going to be interesting to see where that lap truck goes as the leaders get closer and closer. Let's actually go ahead and jump on board with our leader now. There you see him going down low. He's going to go ahead and pull off track. And I'm sure both of these leaders very, very ecstatic about that. '29 of Byron Jones. He's going to go ahead and drift up behind the 5. Look at these paint schemes. I tell you, I'm kind of liking it. Not going to lie. Mr. Blankenship out there in chat. Good to see you, sir, and welcome to the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series, brought to you by the Sim Racing Channel on Roku TV. These guys sponsored by Midwest Barbecue and Chicks and Honey over on Instagram. Please go on over, take a look at Chicks and Honey. If you have any interest in doing any kind of homesteading, or you want to know how to homestead everything you've got around your house, everything from, caution is out. Let's see if we can't find actually what this caution is for. Brought everybody to a pretty quick standstill. Looks like it might have something to do with Jonathan Hohenbrink and Joshua Garrison a little bit further in the back. Let's see if we can't find out what happened here. All right, let's. So that's already in action. Let's go ahead and rewind it from here. You see the 20. He was actually the lap truck that the leaders got on by. So it looks like when the leaders, the 29 and the 5 there in the middle and the high side, once they got on by, the 20 actually ended up collecting others in the back of the pack. Maybe they didn't see him. Let's play and see how this unfolds. All right, so it didn't actually have anything to do with the 18, or the 20 rather. He was just kind of an innocent bystander where you see the whole field go really, really wide, all the way down on the apron on the backstretch, and doing everything that they've got to do to try to avoid any other content or contact rather. Let's go ahead and bring it back live here with the ARCS series, live from Daytona International Raceway under the lights. Again, I am Pete Ruzick, better known as Repeat or Repeat 1975, whatever you prefer to call me. But yeah, let's go ahead and clear all this out and bring back your scoring pylon so you can find exactly where your favorite driver is right now, and bring back all of our information one more time. Definitely hope everybody out there in chat is doing well, and thanks again for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me company, whether you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or the Sim Racing Channel, the new Sim Racing Channel over on Roku TV. Guys and gals, go on over to your Roku and type in the Sim Racing Channel. You'll see the logo that's on the bottom right hand side of your screen. Go ahead and add it. The first 30 days of the channel absolutely free. I believe after that it's like $1 for the next 30 days and then $2.99 after that. But where else can you find the content from all your favorite leagues, all your favorite streamers, whether they're POV drivers or league broadcasters such as myself or Atlanta Racing, Rick James, KS Gaming 51 or SWATs, and a couple others. And where can you find any kind of racing that you want to see, whether it's NASCAR, Indy, F1, dirt, pro lights, midgets, Mazdas. Where can you go to see all of your favorite racing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on one channel? The Sim Racing Channel on Roku TV. Go ahead and look it up. All right, so with the caution out, looks like Donald Ray, he's going to be able to stay on out. I guess he felt pretty good about where his fuel is at. Working lap 43 of 80, so we are past halfway. And he feels where he is right now is the best place. We started this race with about 21 trucks on track. Originally, these guys were going to be off tonight, and then they're going to head on over to Richmond next week. They decided they were going to go ahead and throw up this race for ROKU, solely for ROKU, and fill the time slot that this community has. And when I say community, I mean that in every sense of the word. ARCS races every single night of the week, so you definitely don't want to miss them. Go on over to Twitter, and it's ARCS_racing. That's where you can find them. Keep up with their schedule. I'm sure if you're familiar with this series, you know the voice, you know the name of Rick James, and that is their normal broadcaster. I am just lucky enough to give these guys a call on Saturday night, and man, they do one hell of a job. Welcome aboard again, everybody. All right, so that pace truck is going to go ahead and pull off. It's going to be the 5, Donald Ray, Jacob Fifield, Byron Jones, Tommy Withers, Matt Kent. Let's get back on the loud pedal. Let's go racing. All right, coming out of turn 4 across the start stripe, it is going to be that 5, the 29, and the 31 of Matt Kent sitting in P number 3. And I tell you, man, I'm very, very impressed with Byron Jones as of late. Whether you caught him in turn down for what, or if you caught him during the Chicago race, the very first race that was run on the Sim Racing channel a couple of weeks ago, or if you caught him last night from Las Vegas, also on the Sim Racing channel, no matter where you've caught Byron Jones lately, you've got to be impressed with the progress that this driver has made ever since picking up a brand spanking new PC. It used to be we raced from a laptop that barely met minimum specs for iRacing. Now he sees everything, all fields. He can see the full track, sees everything that's going on around him, and the man has just been on fire. Here he is right now again, sitting P number 2, right behind the 5 of Donald Ray that we just talked to, and the 31 of Matt Kent. Let's take a look at these guys about mid-pack. We'll go on back and pick up with the 61 right now of Joshua Gaiman on the bottom side, right in front of the 14 of Tom Sears. And he's got half the pack in front of him. He's got half the pack behind him. Most of the trucks right now setting on the low side, really got coasting these trucks along that butter, what we used to call the butter, on that bottom side. Back in the day, over on console, if you hit that double yellow line, it would spin you out. You had to stay like a foot above that line in order to make sure that you were still pointing that truck in the right direction and keeping that front end digging. Here you can get right on that line and do everything that you can. Still watching that 31 blink in and out pretty bad. It's definitely going to be a moment of hesitation for Joshua Gaiman in that 61. Again, we talked about the draft off that 31 and the 29, or the other trucks that are around, or what happens whenever that truck disappears. The worst thing about it is getting the pull from that truck and then not knowing when he's going to reappear or where he's going to reappear. So with him blinking out in front of this pack like this, if something happens, it will be, as I said earlier, it will be the big one here from Daytona. Yeah, it looks like the 61 has had enough. 14's going to go ahead and join him on the high side. So now the 5 and the 29, they're going to have some company up on that high line. They're going to go 2 by 2, leaving the 31 in the on the bottom side in that P5 position, side by side. And I think I just saw another lap down truck. Let's go ahead and actually pull up your track map one more time so you can see where everybody is. Yeah, there you see a lap down truck. He's actually going to go ahead and get down to the apron, swerve back up just in front of the leaders. That's going to make the whole field check up. 5 and Donald Ray nowhere to go. Will they be able to hold on to it? Yes, they are. Great hands, great racing, but some trucks definitely got some damage out of that, including the 5 of the Donald Ray. Look at the front end of that truck now, all smashed up. He went from a truck that was very, very capable of leading to all kinds of damage on the front of that thing. Let's see if we can't catch up with Byron Jones and see what happened with him. Looks like he's right in front of him. Looks like his front end is good, so the 5 can now tack on to the back end of that 29 and maybe pull back up. We'll have to see, but the 5's actually able to get around that 29 almost without issue. I think Byron might have said, hey man, let's line back up, but I don't know if Byron saw all the damage on the 5. That was unfortunate. All right, let's go back up with our leaders. Joshua Gaiman now in that number 61 up on the high side. He's got the 33 right behind, and then the 46 of Joshua Garrison on the bottom side. You see the 12 of Ryan Pinnell. Tom Sears right behind him. Jacob Fifield in that number 33 up high, 46 down low. Nice little a pack of 5 trucks, and then you see Tom Sears just behind. He's going to be catching up to these guys in a hurry. Let's jump on board from that nose, see what he does with this run whenever he runs down this ARCS pack. He's going to go ahead and take it high, pick up on the draft from the 33. Will he make it 3 wide? There's room to do so. Here comes that pull. Nope, he's actually going to go ahead and check up and stay right there. Pop Bear, definitely see you out there in chat. Thank you very much for the big thumbs up emoji. Guys and gals, Pop Bear out there in chat is the owner of Turn Down For What. The Turn Down For What Truck Series goes back live tomorrow night. Also right here on Twitch and the Sim Racing channel. Make sure you tune in right about 9:30 p.m. Eastern to catch up with all the action from there. I believe they got a roster of about 30 to 35 trucks. They're going to kick it off from Daytona just like these ARCS boys tonight. And yeah, you're going to see last season's Turn Down For What Truck Series champion Josh Arnold, or better known as J-Pa, back in the field, and all kinds of great drivers. I believe it's about a 14 race truck season. You're not going to want to miss it, I promise. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick little commercial break while these guys are side by... Nah, who wants to do that, right? We're not going to do that. 6146, 3340, and the 14 with the 12, the 5, 31, and the 49 all side by side. 61 right now of Gaiman is leading. When it looks like we are back in a pretty nice little pack. You see the 6 with some damage on that bottom side. trying to stay out of the way, and he is able to do so. As you see, the entire pack come screaming on by the digger cam. Absolutely, Pop Bear. Absolutely. Yotes out there saying, I don't know what happened. Yotes, I tell you what, buddy. You will be able to see what happened when you go back and you watch the race. Look at just about lap 45, give or take, and play on from there. You were shoving the 5, and there's a lap truck. Lap truck went down on the apron. Lap truck came back up on track, and yeah, that was pretty much all she wrote. But I saw you allow the 5 to go on back by you. I thought maybe you felt he was a little bit faster, but he's actually got damage on the front end of that 5. I wasn't quite sure if you saw that or not. I'll actually pick up with Donald Ray right now and show you his front end. Once he ducks back out, there you go. Once he ducks back out from behind the 14, there you see all kinds of damage on the front of that 5. I wasn't sure why you let him go. The front end of your 29 Patriot Esports machine was definitely better looking than his. But now you're unfortunately on pit road parked. I'm not sure what happened either. Yeah, man, that was absolutely a fun race. You started out with the 51 in front of you. You guys were pushing along and doing everything that you had to do. Had a little bit of a gap on the field, and then they all caught back up and just nowhere to go, unfortunately. But how about this battle for the lead right now? Joshua Gaiman and Tom Sears. Tom Sears up top, Joshua Gaiman on the bottom. He's got Tom Sears has the 33 rather. Yeah, Jacob Fifield up on top, and you got the 46 giving the 61 a shove, and yeah, it looks like Tom he's going to be able to clear the 61 with big help from the 33 and put Tom Sears back up in that P1 spot. So Yoke says, so my speed dropped a ton, had 8 minutes of repair, and like someone said, these things are like paper, and ended my night. Very, very unfortunate, buddy, but you'll be able to get back out there and get them tomorrow night. Again, I just talked about the turn down for what truck series starting back up about 9:30 Eastern. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, same bat time, same bat channel. You're not going to want to miss it. Not going to want to miss Byron Jones out there. And his dad and other friends and a whole bunch of new very fast drivers that have since joined over their very, very short season break. Again, 9:30 Eastern tomorrow night. Come on back out, hang out, chat it up, and yeah, let's keep each other company, right? All right, so yeah, we are going to go ahead and take that quick little break. We will be right back. Don't nobody go nowhere, as the saying goes. All right, yeah, we are back high above the track, actually from the blimp, and now you see Tom Sears, and he's got the 42. 42 is not the leader. Tom Sears is absolutely still the leader. Donald Ray in that number 5 machine, even with that damage tucked up behind, it's almost like that damage doesn't mean a thing. Then you see the 33 of Jacob Fifield, Matt Kent, James Kerr. James Kerr in that 75, able to really maintain his truck. And he felt it was a good idea to duck to the back earlier, and it might have been for a very great reason, because he is still in one piece, but now he's got that, that 31 that's been blinking a bit right behind, and doing a great job. Byron Jones, buddy, if you're still out there and you want to pop up in the booth, you know you are absolutely welcome to work your way on up. That booth door is always open for you, sir. So, yeah, Donald Ray, I mentioned a moment ago that, he's got all this damage. Look at the damage on the front of that 5. As long as he keeps that in the draft, it looks like he's going to pull down just a little bit and maybe bring it down to pit road. Not 100% sure what he's doing. That was very, very early to start his descent onto pit road. I mean, he was actually really, really lucky right there that because he had the right side still up on the track and the left side's on the apron, that he didn't upset the balance of the truck and loop it around. But yeah, Tom Sears working his way to his pit box. Don Ray and Matt Kent also down pit road. That's going to leave the 33 of Jacob Fifield out there right now, showing P number 5. But as he comes on by the start stripe, he's going to go ahead and inherit the lead, and he's got a hungry pack of 4, working up his backside here pretty quick. We'll have to see the difference in speed between him and how much momentum they're carrying. They're going to easily shoot to the outside and pass it right on by. So when green flags, when the green flag pits are done, we'll see how this all cycles back around and who our new leader is. Right now, though, on that scoring pylon, you can see that the 61 of Joshua Gaiman that just went around the 33 and others is your leader so far. So right now, everybody from 10th on back, talking about the 49 of Dudley on back, is 1 or more laps down. That means Gaiman, Garrison, Pinnell, Fifield, Kent, Sears, Kerr, Ray, Allen is your top 9, and that is who's left. That is all right, Yotes. No big deal, sir. Come on down. You're the next contestant. All right, guys and gals, so driver of that 29 Patriot Esports Chevy Silverado, Byron Jones, unfortunately had a little bit of an issue. Got mixed up with some lap traffic, pushed or trying to shove the 5 of Donald Ray by, and unfortunately got collected and ended up getting a lot of damage. Went down pit road, and that was his night. But Byron, welcome to the booth, buddy. Good to see you and talk to you again. It was definitely a very, very eventful race. What did you think of the track conditions and the strength of the field for the first 50 laps while you were in there, give or take?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the track was absolutely perfect. You couldn't do anything better to make this such a great racing path, but I mean, like I said, it's just a little bit of contact. It is what it is. It happens. It's plate track racing. Can't always expect that to happen. And, it was a blast. Being able to push somebody, obviously, fighting up against them every now and then just being able to be up there, be able to battle. Plate tracks are one of my favorite tracks, and I tell you, it's definitely not one to skip on the schedules, that's for sure.
No, you don't want to skip it on. You don't want to skip on the schedule, and it's kind of interesting. ARCS, the Saturday Night Showdown series, they were actually supposed to be off this week and come on back next week to pick up with Richmond. They didn't want to miss a couple of weeks ago when, or last week, when the Sim Racing channel went live. They actually went and modified their entire season schedule in order to race last Saturday night. And then this week, they were going to be off and then pick up next week right where the schedule was with Richmond. But they decided they wanted to do the right thing, come on out, put up a race for the Sim Racing channel, and show what this league, what this community, what this series is all about. What better way to do it than under the lights at Daytona? The field is thinning just a little bit because of some of the issues, some of the wrecks that we've seen out there on track. Well, we've seen a few different leaders. We've seen some very, very strong trucks. We've seen a lot of great pushing. We've seen a lot of people being able to take a big push. We've seen a lot of hits out there. Who are some of the most, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but who are some of the most aggressive drivers that you found to be within the ARCS stables here at Daytona so far?
Oh man, I mean, that's a tough question. I know one of the guys for sure that was a hard hitter was the 14 of Tom Series. He was one of those guys that when he got the chance, he took it, and I tell you, man, it was fun battling him side by side up there. I noticed he's got some help too from Joshua Gaiman, as of course that, like you said, they are starting to thin out very, very much. About 6 left in this front pack, but yeah, I mean, you talk about anybody. James Kerr is also another one that was very aggressive, very good to race against. And, of course, Donald Ray. I mean, we're both running the same exact truck style, just different sponsors on it. I thought that was pretty cool. But, yeah, he was definitely one of those guys, too, that he was aggressive but also passive in the same boat where he wasn't willing to push the guy, but he was willing to sort of hang back and watch what's going on.
Talking about James Kerr right now, he is leading the way with Jacob Fifield right behind. Kerr, he dropped to the end of the pack early, actually almost came to the point where he's about ready to lose the draft, and was able to pick it back up, stayed pretty close, latched on, didn't lose the draft, and then caution number 1 came out. Again, he dropped to the back, stayed there, caution number 2 came out, then caution number 3, and now when all the chips are on the table, when high tide is in, we're talking about Daytona Beach, might as well, right? Here he is at the top spot, and he's got the 49 pushing him around on track. The 49 is actually Robert Dudley. So Robert Dudley right now is a lap down, given that 75 a shove. And you see other packs. There's a pack of 3 just a little bit further back. Behind the top 2, you see the 33, the 14, I believe it's going to be the 61, and then you see another pack of 2 back there, including the 12 of Ryan Pinnell. So you see different packs, all the way around this 2.5 mile super speedway. But the one that counts right now going into turns 3 and 4, and Kerr still leading the way with 12 laps remaining.
Yeah, Kerr got point, but I want to keep eyes on that guy right behind him, that 33 of Jacob Fifield, I believe is how you pronounce it. Uh-huh. We were only able to get, I believe it was somewhere between the range of like 19 to 17 laps of gas. So if it does cards play right, I can't remember when these guys last came down, but it could be a fuel-saving match. Therefore, while you're seeing the 33 or the 14 starting to back off those front 2 and taking their time, and sort of letting off the gas a little bit more, allowing that truck to save more fuel.
I tell you what, we saw the 61 of Joshua Gaiman take a huge run from the high side, went into the middle, went bottom in front of the 31, and took the lead by a good truck length and a half. How big were the runs out there on track?
Oh no. Those were the hugest runs I have ever seen in any car as of recent. You can get side by side. I mean, there's been times during practice where I can go top side and then shoot to the bottom, pass the entire track, and then come right back up to the top. It's crazy how good of a run you can receive at a track like Daytona, especially with this package and these trucks and how low downforce they got. I mean, it's so impressive to watch.
Yeah, the runs that the trucks get are so much more powerful than the next-gen cars. Next-gen cars, they still have that bubble that you just can't seem to break unless you do it just right. And from what I hear, I haven't spent a whole lot of time inside the next-gen car or the Gen 7 car much. But from what I hear, you got to pretty much take the run that you get with the car, move up and come on back down, throw it down to fourth, get back into fifth, get through that bubble and connect with the rear bumper. It's a whole lot of movement, and you got to do it just right, because if you move up to get inside that bubble, and come on back down, and you slide across the back bumper of the person you're trying to make contact with, more than likely, you're actually going to end up putting that car into the outside wall. So you don't want to do that. So if you do that, you got to do it right. You got to do it very, very precise. Haven't seen a whole lot of that here with the truck series. For the most part, it's been pretty clean. They've had a few cautions. One or two of the cautions probably didn't need to happen. The one that you got your damage included. But yeah, so far. Right now, Byron, only 8 trucks left on the lead lap going back to the 45 of Patrick Allen.
Yeah, Patrick Allen is going to be that 8th truck, and then you only got 2 him right now on that lap, which is the 49 of Robert Dudley and the 89 of Nicholas Fisher. So maybe Robert's trying to stay within the packs of Jacob Kerr, as it seems like their gap's just starting to stretch between them and the 33. I think it is going to come down the fuel, but I think that 49's trying to stay there. It's trying to stay right behind the leader in case, hey, caution flies, I'm the lucky dog. I can take advantage, put myself right back in this fight.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if Tommy Sears knows it or not, but I'm actually looking at the side panel of the 33, the driver's side, and it is absolutely damaged. I mean, if the 14 wants a shot at this top 2, he's going to have to get out and get around this 33, because right now all he's doing is holding him back. Tommy Sears has to know, or has to ask, hey man, are you damaged? Because we are not going as fast as we should. As you see, the 89 up on the high side all by himself. Look at the run he is getting. That just goes to show just how much the 33 is holding him back. 89 just passed him by himself. So, huge run for that 89.
Here we go. This is the battle on for the lucky dog.
Wow.
The 89 and the 49. Wow, look at that. He just got around like it was nothing. And just like that, he's now going to lead the pack of this train. And wow, there you go. There goes to prove how well the runs are in these trucks.
And look at what that did. That pushed the 75, our leader, of Jacob Kerr up to the high side, and he's got a whole pack of cars on that bottom that now he's got to contend with. Kerr is still the leader, even though the 89, the 49 got by. 33 is now right there. Jacob Whitefield, he's going to take over the lead. He's got all kinds of damage, like I was just showing on screen. Where does that go? But, I got to give that an old Vroom Vroom HD Motorsports Vroman power move by that 89 to work his way on up, work his way on by, and help the 49 to also get his lap back. That's huge if a caution should come out in these closing laps. Once they get to the start stripe, it'll be 5 laps to go.
Look at this now. This 89 is finding himself battling one car versus 9 cars on that bottom lane, and he's still holding strong. Side by side right now with Kerr and the 49. There you go. Like I said, I already said it before. Runs, you can do anything. Just the slightest, if you can get to his quarter panel and run off him, especially the runs, believe it or not, create more speed on the top side. Yes, add a plate track, creates more speed on the top side, but now I think we're starting to see that 89 falling victim to the rest of this inside line. Now they're slowly starting to pack back up, and it's starting to become a race here.
Yeah, the 89 just a little bit further back now. I tell you, something tells me that he was trying to do just a couple of side draft maneuvers in the back. It was pulling people back, because all of a sudden he went from being really, really fast and helping the 49 get back up to the point and get his lap back, which is where he's at right now, sitting right in front of the 75 of Kerr. to being tail end Charlie of this long line of cars about ready to go down the backstretch. So this is the main pack. James Kerr right now is sitting in P number 1. You see the 33 of fifth field, and Tom Sears right now is your top 3. Joshua Gaiman in the 61. He's in this string of cars. So is the 46 of Joshua Garrison and the 5 of Donald Ray sitting P6. Ryan Pinnell back here in the Monster 12, and you were right.
Oh, wow.
You were right, Yotes. Fuel is going to come into play in the final 5 laps.
Oh man, the 33 of Jacob Field is going to go in spinning around. That's going to cause mad chaos down that pit lane. So now everybody's scrambling. It's going to come down to Joshua Gaiman and Jacob Kerr, I feel. Those two had the best entrance in. Meanwhile, Donald Ray and Tom Sear, the only two to stay out. Did they save enough fuel is the big question.
Well, I got to tell you what, Tom Sears, he's kind of wiggling or waving back and forth, and he's got that 5 right in tow. It looks like since the last time we saw the 5, he has been able to go on down pit road and fix up the damage that he had. So the 14, he was like 5th or 6th in that pack, so he might have been able to save some fuel. Looks like he's staying out this time. Yes, he's going to stay out. He's going to come to 2 laps remaining. Could this be the race for the finish? Can the 5, get on by, maybe pull a little bit of a slingshot maneuver and get on by the 14? Will the 14 do everything that he can to protect that? Do these guys have enough fuel for another lap and a half? We're about to find out. Going down the backstretch, will these guys have to come out? Or Byron, do you think their bed's made?
Oh, their bed's made at this point. It's either go for it or you can't. I mean, at this point, there's no sense in coming down. It's a non-points race. Everybody wants that win. And Donald Ray, Tom Sear, those two are the ones that are most hungry for this win. We'll have to see, though. They're going to come by. Are they going to pass up pit road? Yes, they are. They're going to come around the one to go, Pete.
Yeah, coming to 1 lap to go, presented by Smeal Racing Designs. Across the start stripe, it will be between these two. Joshua Gaiman, he is 33 plus seconds behind Donald Ray here in this number 5. This 5 is the GM Goodwrench truck that was very, very close to your paint scheme that got involved with that lap down car. I thought he was going to be out of it. Not the case at all. No such luck. He is going to push the 14. Will he pull out and try to take the pass? So far, I don't see him laying back at all to try to catch a draft, but the 14's also got some help. He's got the 33 up there to try to pull a draft off of. That's going to make it very, very hard for the 5 to slingshot on by. 5 looking low. Who's it going to be at the line? 14's going to go ahead and grab it. Congratulations, Tom Sears.
0.03 of a second was the difference between Donald Ray and Tom Sears. How about that? I mean, I just jumped in for, maybe 20 laps, but that was a huge 20 laps. And, man, feel at the end of the day, Donald Ray, Tom Sears, they planned it perfectly on that.
Absolutely. Tom Sears, he is a multi-time champion in this ARCS series. And it goes to show why one more time. He was laying back in the proverbial weeds, waiting to pounce and saving fuel. And he was able to do so when everybody else had to come on down pit road to grab just a splash and go. Those two were able to stay out because they were saving their fuel a little bit further in the back. Tom Sears is going to celebrate. We're also going to get a chance to talk to Donald Ray and Ryan Pinnell very shortly as part of our top 3. Burn them down, Tom Sears. I'm going to guess, he has had enough. So
I think he's out of fuel.
he might have also been out of fuel. Very, very possible. It did just die all of a sudden, didn't it? Rock NASCAR out there says, congrats, Sears. Jim Blankenship says, oh, wow, what a finish. And Suicide says, great job, Lurkin and Jacket. That was smooth. I could not agree more. All right, guys and gals, we are going to take a quick little break, show you a little bit more about this sim racing channel that we are now calling home, and then we will be right back with your top 3 right after this. Don't nobody go nowhere. One more time. All right, we are back with our top 3. Again, more and more information out there about the start of the Sim Racing channel over on Roku TV. Ryan, driver of that monster number 12 Ford F-150. Ryan, you're kind of laying back just a little bit. Didn't see much of that 12 until the end. Up 18 spots, taking P number 3 here at Daytona under the lights. This is a non-points race for all of y'all, but Tom Sears, he's going to go ahead and grab the honors for tonight. Talk us through your race, please, sir, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a good race. Yeah, I definitely tried to just stay out of the mayhem. There was a lot of wrecks, and I was actually in a couple of them. Didn't have any kind of terminal damage, so was able to fix it. And then actually coming to pit road for that last stop, the 33 was sideways on pit road. As I was looking down, I hit him. I was able to check my fast repair really quick right before I stopped, and that really saved my race. So was able to catch up to Kerr in the 75. Drafted with him. We actually got around the 61 of Gaiman, and then right at the end, I just went around him. He was dealing with some wheel technical difficulties. He didn't have any force feedback, so came to the finish line right on the outside of him. Finished third. So man, great race, and it was a little boring out there for a few laps, but it was definitely a lot of fun. I thought I could save, and I really thought that Lurkin, Tom Sears, and Donald Ray weren't going to be able to make it, but kudos to them for saving and having enough fuel to get to the finish line.
Well, buddy, I definitely got to give you a big congrats. It's great to finally get you up in the booth, get a chance to talk to you. Ryan, Byron, you got anything for old Mr. Pinnell here?
Oh, I mean, Brian, you ran a great race. Obviously, we ran side by side on that track for a bit. I had a feeling you're going to be up there at the end, man. Congrats on that P3.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I love these restrictor plate races. I mean, it's all about patience. I mean, so I knew from the get-go, just, stay in the back, stay out of the big wrecks, and I was able to do that. And, I was trying to save as much as I could, and I really probably could have went with Lurkin and Donald, but I just was a little worried that I was going to run out early. So it ended up, being okay. I mean, I finished third. I think if I would have stayed out, I probably would have finished third, probably running out coming out of turn 4. So both ways, it worked out for us, and we get the P3 and, the Monster Energy Ford F-150 sponsored by Haley Deegan came home on the podium, so can't complain.
There you go. All right, so let's switch things on over now to old Mr. Donald Ray, driver of this GM Goodwrench number 5 Silverado. Byron, I tell you what, y'all's paint schemes were almost identical out there on track, and for a short amount of time, y'all were nose to tail. Why don't you go ahead and grab old Donald Ray?
Donald, man, first off, you got a copy.
You, buddy.
Hey, what a good race, man. Obviously, we were up there side by side. Like I said, we were racing. If you felt like one of those guys that was going to be up there at the end as well. You were very strong, very particular with where you're going to stand. And, man, once it all came down, you and Sears, it was a battle between you two. Meanwhile, everybody else had to come grab the field.
I was a little worried. I got on my pit stop there. I ran out of gas right before that last stop and kind of coasted into pit, so I got hung out behind the main pack. I was able to get hooked up with Nicholas there, and somehow the two of us with Boss behind us for a little while was able to catch the lead pack and miraculously had enough fuel. And like I told Pete earlier, if I could get hooked up with my buddy Tom Sears, I knew that we'd have something to say about it, and I wasn't worried about trying to pass him there. I knew we was both close, so I figured me helping him would help me. So P1, P2, it's good for Team Outlaw, and it's a good night for us.
I tell you what, like you just said, I got a quick chance to talk to you during one of those cautions, and shortly afterwards, man, you rocketed to the front with some help from the 51, who seemed to really be able to push all night long, and then somehow he ended up being trapped a lap down. If it wasn't the 51 and if it wasn't the 14 of Tom Sears, was there anyone else out there that you would have been happy to see in that rear view pushing that Silverado around Daytona?
Pushing me, I'd rather be pushing somebody else. That's the way I race. I like to win, but I like to bring success to other people first. So anybody that wanted to be in front of me can hold a tight line. I was happy with.
Buddy, congratulations on this second step of the Smeal Racing Designs podium. Congratulations one more time. Definitely looking forward to seeing you next week back at Richmond. So 3/4 mile D-shaped oval. It's going to be a lot of fun next Saturday night. Congrats again, and thank you and everybody else here at ARCS for putting this race on and making sure that the Sim Racing channel over on Roku TV knows exactly who the ARCS series is. Congrats.
Attention to Tom Sears. He's an up and coming name in iRacing, and he'll be there for a long time to come.
No doubt, Tommy Sears has definitely proved himself. He ran the Chicago race with the Sim Racing channel. Then he also ran the Las Vegas race that we ran last night. So I have no doubt Tom Sears is going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time, and he goes to show why he is a multi-time champ here in the ARC series. Congrats again, Donald Ray.
I just want to say, repeat, we appreciate a bunch what you do for our league and what you do for sim racing in general. I mean, you're a big name in our community, and we definitely appreciate you being associated with us. And Byron, thanks to you too, buddy.
I appreciate it. Man, I'm just coming up here, giving some Pete someone to talk to. He's the one that's dragging my rope, I'll tell you that.
Sir.
There you go. No, I definitely appreciate it. It's a labor of love, as the one and only Rick James says multiple times. It really is. If I didn't like what I was doing, I would have stopped way back in the NNR days. But man, I can't get myself out from behind this mic, even if I wanted to. So yeah, I'll stay put. But Byron Jones, you saw the back end of this 14 quite often tonight. And here he is, Tom Sears. It's funny, they call this guy Lurkin' Tom Gaming, and he was lurking in the back of that train that was just guiding their way along that yellow line for several laps before the checkers flew across the hood of this number 14 2 and 3 swimwear ARCS.com machine. Lurkin' Tom, you got a copy, sir?
Indeed I do. How we doing?
We're doing, but you are doing a whole lot better. First question, did you run out of gas doing your donuts?
That is finally when I ran out of gas. And then she said, "Good night, old son." So yeah, we got some donuts in. I'm surprised I even made it around the track to get them in. We threw down some rubber there at the end.
So you led some laps. You were able to really mix it up with quite a few people. We got to talk to you during one of the cautions during tonight's race. Not many cautions, just a few. A couple of them, could have definitely been avoided or were avoidable, I should say. But hey, man, I'm just here behind the mic. I'm not behind the wheel. I leave the driving to y'all, and you guys every single week put on one hell of a show, and I'm happy to be here. So you seem to be able to put that 14 anywhere you wanted to go. And I saw a few shots that you were also able to take on the back end. It didn't seem like much really upset the balance of that 14. Walk us through your race, and were there any, anybody in your rear view that would have scared old Lurkin' Tom tonight?
To be honest, with the bump drafting, you gotta whoever's pushing you gotta trust them. Some people, they bump draft, and then when you get a little squirrely, they just keep pushing, and then now you're wrecking, right? So Donald Ray is really one of the best pushers. He can see what your car's doing. He makes sure that you're not crashing all over the place just to get a push in. So I got a big thanks to Donald Ray for the way he was pushing tonight. I can't even say enough about the way he bump drafts. So I don't know how the beginning of the race would have gone if there's someone else behind me. Everyone's good. Everyone can do it. But every once in a while, some guys just push the line just a centimeter too far, and that's all it takes. So big props to Donald Ray on his drafting. And we just saved gas. We were a little light on the fuel load tonight, I noticed. So I figured this is just going to be pit with 2 to go. Pit 2 under pace. Pit, get gas all the time. Get gas. Save gas. So that's what we did, and it just happened to work out.
That actually brings me right to where I wanted to go. At what point did you realize that you were going to have to stay in the draft and save some gas, maybe, half to 3/4 throttle, and just ride for a while? Let those other guys that were up front, which always expel more gas than anybody in the back. At what point did you realize that you needed to save some in order to go that extra mile or that extra lap and a half or that extra, 3 to 4 miles to have a great shot at the checkers?
Yeah, so at one point I tried to make a move on the outside because I pitted, I think, 1 or 2 laps later than the rest of the field. I know Kerr pit with us, and Matt Kent, he lost power for a second. And Ray, he ended up catching back up, but he ran out of gas. But at one point I tried to make a move on the outside with like 14 or 12 to go or something, and my fuel gauge went down like a lap and a half. Oh, man. I better just get back in line and leave this one out. Hopefully save enough while doing that, and the fuel came back, and we're able to save enough to, everyone pit, and it was just me and Don Ray, and he was close on fuel because he had to come back from so far, so I don't know if he even had enough to try and make a run, to try, expel the fuel to try and make a run around us, though. I think he ran out right at the line, so yeah, honestly, just war of attrition. Just save fuel and be patient.
Well, man, we're Daytona's in the books. I know this was not a points-paying race. Y'all did this to have a great night under the lights, stress-free for the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series. Next week we're going over to Richmond, the D-shaped 3/4 mile oval. Getting back to points racing. putting on that multi-time ARCS Series Championship hat, where do you see yourself right now in points, and also with the the tracks that are coming up in the very near schedule?
Yeah, so Saturday I've missed a few of these Saturday races. I've only won one points paying race this season. I still somehow I think I'm second or third. I don't know which one it is. Might be second. But just try and be patient. The playoffs are gonna start soon.
Yep.
And crazy stuff is gonna happen. It's always gonna happen. So just try not to get too low, get too high. Just try and stay consistent and make it through the rounds and try and be there at the end. I'm not the biggest fan of Phoenix personally. Like just for me and how I drive, I love watching it. But just for myself, Phoenix has always been a little bit of a challenge. So hopefully we can do a lot of practice for that track in hopes that we make it that far. But we'll see what happens. We got to make it through these rounds and just stick with it and be consistent. And not get caught up in all the stress that can happen sometimes when you're in these races, because as calm as you want to be, sometimes it just gets to you. So just gotta stay calm, consistent, and keep it rolling.
Yeah, you very, very rarely do people actually drive towards the storm. Usually, it's the storm driving towards you. But yeah, you hit it right on the hit the nail right on the head. Next week we head to Richmond for 150 laps. After that, Watkins Glen for 40 laps, and then we're coming right back night racing at Daytona for 70 laps on August the 27th. So 3 more races before the playoffs start. It's going to be interesting. A 3/4 mile oval, 2.5 mile road course, and then a 2.5 mile super speedway. You cannot get much more diverse than that. And Tom Sears, I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck. Congratulations on this. We'll just call it a fun win, because that's exactly what it was. Congratulations, and we will see you again next week at Richmond.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this stream, and thank you for all that you have been doing for SNS. And we really appreciate you being here with us and streaming this. You do, one of the best jobs that we see out there. Just great stuff, Pete. And yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Very, very welcome. Byron Jones, my counterpart or my broadcasting brother from another network. We'll say that. Byron, you're going to be bringing some wingless outlaw racing very, very shortly to the Sim Racing channel, if I'm not mistaken. Both you and Richard Rico. I can't wait to see y'all and all the content that you're going to bring there. But I also want to say, buddy, thank you very much for coming on up to the booth one more time to lend me your ear, lend me your voice, lend me someone to bounce a conversation off of. Always great to have you here, sir. I'm sorry that things worked out for you the way they did in the race, but bud, thank you very much for coming on up.
Oh, no worries. It's a blast whenever I'm up here with you. And yeah, that Wingless Midget series coming very, very soon. We're working on dates right now. We're also getting ready to start talking, seeing what times we can go live on the Sim Racing channel, as well as my other channels too. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. And very, very soon, turn down for what special events I'm getting ready to start as well.
There you go. All right, guys and gals out there in chat, thanks one more time for coming out, hanging out, chatting up, keeping me company. NF207304, thank you very much. Yeah, Donald can push. Absolutely. Suicide Ways, Jim Blankenship, Rock NASCAR, so many others. Again, thanks for coming out, hanging out. I definitely appreciate everybody every single time. Rick James says very, very often we couldn't do this without you out there, and man, that is very, very true. To see the fans of the drivers, the fan of the streams, the fan of these racing communities, I definitely appreciate every single bit of it. Thank you again, and don't forget, tomorrow night, right around 9:30, the Turn Down for What Truck Series will return right back here from Daytona. So in less than 24 hours, we will be right back here on the Sim Racing channel, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, and Facebook. We'll see you again. Have a great night.